this presentation, I am going to discover or I am going to say the idea with respect to, I want to say or I want to communicate a message like that. It is not really necessary to be a scientific innovator only. The person who is good in terms of science only can be an innovator. If you are good in terms of data analytics, if you analyze the information available, pool of information, right, then also you can be a data driven innovator and you can be a successful in terms of your field, either be a academician, student researcher, startup, or industry people, or even the government professionals, right? So starting with the presentation, what is the difference between these two terms? Invention says something really new, fresh ideas, creation of something new which doesn't existed in the world so far. Whereas innovation is adoption and implementation of the available knowledge and implementing those knowledge into your field, respective, either academic, industry, or any other field. So we are going to discuss about the innovator, how to be innovator. And that is not based on the scientific area. It is based on the data-driven mechanism. So look, friends, before we actually go and start discussing about the same, understand the knowledge pipe. The knowledge pipe. What it says, the world is full of information. There is a large quantum of information, either the technical information, scientific information, data information is available in the world, right? What we, here it has a three colors, yellow, red and green. Green represents our state, where we are. The things you realize you know. मतलब कि आप जो जानते हो उसका पोर्शन. So world में जितना भी information available है, we know just a fraction of it, very small fraction. और वो fraction के basis पर many a times what we predict or what we are saying, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, मतलब मुझे सब पता है, मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ और मुझे सब पता है. But friends, we first, if we want to enjoy the fruits of this presentation or available information, first we have to adopt that I know minimal things and the inner gut should be there. I have to learn many things. So the things which we really know are a very limited. Beyond that, a small portion, even larger portion of that, what we are saying, things you realize you don't know. So for example, so I know very small fraction of knowledge from the pharmaceuticals and IPR. But I know that there is an automobile field, there is a chemical technology field, there is a information technology field. And I know that I do not have knowledge about those technical aspects of those areas. So those area, information of those area is a red color zone. And beyond that, there is a large amount of information available in the world, which even we doesn't realize that such thing is available, and we doesn't have an idea that such thing is available. And things you don't realize that such things are even existing. And the quantum of that information is really very huge. So if you want to be a data-driven innovator, we have to explore the horizon of yellow-colored information or red-color information, right? And how we can do it, we will discuss in next slides. So first of all, understand, in the world or in the technical area, the basic field of science involves mainly just three basic streams: biology, chemistry, and physics. All other technical streams or all other technical information or knowledge is based on the derivation of these three fields. Joining more advanced research of this field or amalgamation of one and more streams, and that has evolved different technical domains. So basic principal field of science are biology, chemistry, and the physics, and all other areas are derived based on those. Now understand that the number of research papers, we are saying data driven innovator, right? Data driven innovator. So before we go for a data driven innovator, first we have to understand where the data is available. We are going to discuss about being innovator. and the innovator becomes on a technical aspect. So where does the technical information resides? So in terms of major source of technical information, we are saying there are, what I understand is major source of technical information is available under two areas: research paper and the patent documents, right? So number of research paper. The University of Ottawa has carried out a research, and that research has shown that in 2009, we are saying that in the full of the world there were nearly 50 million research papers are there. 50 million, which accounts for nearly 5 crore research paper documents. And approximately 2.5 million scientific papers are published every each year. New 2.5 means 25 lakh research papers are adding up each year in this slide. This is with respect to research paper quantum. Now, with respect to patent, in terms of patent itself, the latest report by the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, the WIPO indicators, which says that in 2018 alone, all the countries of the world has published or filed nearly 3.3 million patent documents. Means 33 lakhs of patents have been filed in single year. So I do not have, or I do not find the cumulative number of patents existed on present date in the world. But if in 1 year, if we are filing 3.3 million documents, imagine the quantum of patent documents available in the world, and why the patent is important. In terms of when we are saying technical, with respect to the technical information, research paper and patent, why patent is important? I would say that patent is more important than research papers. And I can say why. It's because of the patentability criteria. The first of the patentability criteria is a novelty, which means that if you have invented something and if you want a patent protection on it, yes, if you want a patent protection it, the first thing or the first criteria such invention should have is a novelty. And novelty means the novelty is to be checked worldwide. Before you file patent application, such technical information should not be available in any technical forms in anywhere in the world. And that's why, which makes patent different compared to the research paper. In terms of research paper, there is no such criteria of novelty, whereas in patent, novelty criteria is present, and which makes the patent as a more technical informative compared to the research paper. Now, this slide, this is again this data is taken from the WIPO and the World Development Indicators from the World Bank, which represents the quantum of research paper and the patents filed in the year during last 30 years time period, right? Which says in earlier days, you can see from 1994 onwards, the quantum of research paper publication is lesser than the patent filings. Okay, so which represents, and patent data is really important. What are unique characteristics? We will discuss why patent information is important. Almost nearly 13 to 15 lakh patent documents are published in recent years, and on an average of last 10 years, nearly 1 million patent documents are being filed every year by the world cumulatively. And so far, nearly 110 million, means nearly 111 crore patent documents are available in the world, which represents or which discusses about 35 lakh inventive concept ideas. And so based on this, we can say these are the exceptional source of technical information. Nature of patent information, why patents are important and why they are different. The patent protection is a territorial, means in which country you will file patent, it will be available or it will be valid in that country only. Whereas the patent information is available worldwide. And patent rights are territorial, it means if the patent is not filed in XYZ country, then national rights of those respective countries are free to use. So this is also advantageous characteristic of IP system, and anyone can take advantage of this criteria or this characteristic based on the data-driven innovation. Patent protection is limited by the claims, which gives you a focused idea. What is the new aspect in this particular invention? Patent information includes all information contained in the patent documents. Now, how the patent data is different or is more advanced or more good with respect to the research paper? Why we can say that patent data is the most organized data? Because each representative countries of the world, they are following WIPO standards for maintaining the patent data, and they covers the patent documents from starting from filing, publication, prosecution, examination till grant. All the life cycle information of the patent is recorded by the patent office, and this recorded information are available on the freely available free databases as well as the paid databases, and which makes very unique about the patent information. And the patent data, yes, there is a language barrier between different countries. Many countries have a rule that they have to file the patent only in their regional language. Say for example, China, Japan, Korea, Germany, and many other countries. They have a rule, you have to file patent only into their regional language. And also there might be, if you have seen the patent documents, you will observe that how the Indian patent document looks differently than the US patent, then the Japanese patent, then the European patent, or then the Chinese patent. But instead of all these variations, because of the WIPO standards and because of this INID code, INID numbers, the bibliographic data from all the respective countries are in the synchronization mode, and they are available in a structured manner on a publicly available free patent databases and advanced features on the paid patent databases. And these innovators, we can say data-driven innovators, can extract really good quantum of information from these patent databases. How we will discuss into subsequent slides. So patent as a rich source of information. In earlier slide, we said that in today's time, in number of total patent filing across the world is even more than the research papers publication. Another research which says that apart from this, the research says that nearly 70% of the patent information which are in the patent documents are never published elsewhere in the world, in terms of research paper, in terms of available products, in terms of any newspaper, in terms of any videos on the YouTube or any other channel, or in terms of any books, what we are studying into our academics. So if one has to be a data-driven innovator, then they are must required to go and analyze the patent data. And yes, importantly, the patent data as such is not freely available from the search in direct simple Google search or in any of the research paper search. And also, one more advanced point is in terms of research paper. We can say that there is no centralized or there is no biggest repository or IT platform in the world which covers the research paper information of all publisher house on a single IT platform in the world. Say for example, you have to go and search differently on a Science Direct, you have to go and search differently on the IEEE, you have to go and search differently on the Springer, and multiple such big publisher house. Whereas in terms of patent database, there are number of, yes, there is no exhaustive patent database which covers one and every patent document of the world. But yes, at the same time, there is also true that there are really good patent databases in the free database segment and in the paid database segment, which covers a very huge quantum of patent documents on a one platform, and which really makes your job very simple. So patent data. So say for example, where you can find this well organized and large quantum of data. So there are free databases and there are paid databases. So one of the good free databases are patent scope by the World Intellectual Property Organization itself. And another one good, very vast coverage free patent database is the eSpaceNet, which is a free patent search database services offered by the European Patent Organization. And beautiful aspect of these two databases is both are free, and for carrying out the basic search on these two databases, even doesn't require to create any account of them. Means even without logging on those databases, you can carry out a detailed patent searches. Look at the data coverage of this database. The patent scope, eSpaceNet, first of all, eSpaceNet by European Patent Office contains the data of more than 110 million patent documents from around the world. 110 million. 1 million is equal to 10 lakh, means 110 million is equal to 11 crore patent documents. Imagine this one single patent database includes the patent information of 11 crore patent documents from 100 plus countries, which is very large data and very broader database coverage, right? In terms of research paper, you will not find any such platform which has this large quantum of information available for searching and also on the free of cost. This database, again, another patent database is a patent scope, which is from the WIPO, and it includes or it gives you advantage for searching on a 83 million patent documents, means 8 crore 30 lakh patent documents you can search using the patent scope, which is also a free database. So these two are free databases, free patent search databases available to one and everyone whoever has a patent or the internet access. And these covers, and they also beautifully look in terms of research paper. Many a times what the if you will go on IEEE or Science Direct database, what you can do is you can go and search without login, but they will give you access for only the title and abstract. They will not give you the access of full text, the access of full research paper. Whereas these patent databases gives you access of the full of the patent documents, at the free of cost. So they are very important, and these databases are very important and very large, very large in terms of data coverage. Now, aspect of patent information or aspect of the data which covers patent database. If you will go and search on this databases, what information or what type of information you can gather? You can gather a legal information in terms of rights of information. Legal information in terms of you can say ये पेटेंट का ऑनर कौन है. से फॉर एग्जांपल ओएनजीसी के नाम पर कितने पेटेंट है, रिलायंस के नाम पर कितने पेटेंट है, गूगल के नाम पर कितने पेटेंट है, सीएसआईआर के नाम पर कितने पेटेंट है. यू कैन सर्च फॉर out of all the patent how many are the valid patents. You can search for उसके जितने पेटेंट का पोर्टफोलियो उसमें से इंडिया में कितने है, यूएस में कितने है, कंट्री स्पेसिफिक यू कैन मेक अ सर्च. You can make a economic assessment, assessing economic dynamics out of 100 patents portfolio which are making the money, right? You can make economic. Patent is also considered as one of economic development criteria, and you will see a good number of research after the post-corona effect. You will see that a number of research activities being reduced, or you will also find number of research in terms of COVID or corona area is being increased. How you will prove it? Based on the number of research papers and based on the relevant patent documents filing. You can analyze those trends, and you based on that you can derive those facts. Also at the same time, apart from legal and economic aspect, patent document also covers information about the technical aspect. What is new behind that particular patent document? what that inventor has developed something new compared to existing knowledge on the present date when he has filed. So using patent document, you can search and analyze the legal aspects, economic aspect, and technical aspect of the technical and legal economic aspect of the patent documents. Now, how you can drive or how you can make a deep analysis using the patent documents. There are multiple areas or multiple strategies. One can use and analyze the patent documents based on the applicant field, inventor field, date of analysis, country specific. But with respect to, if you want to be a data-driven innovator, right? In terms of here, what we are saying under this presentation, we are not saying innovator means you can only have to do a search in novel aspect. If any industry, data-driven innovator, industry can also be innovator in terms of identifying solution for their existing problem, right? तो उसके लिए उनको नया R&D करके पूरा efforts और investment करने की जरूरत नहीं. If they are doing the right kind of patent analysis, using the right strategy, they can identify what information is available for such a similar problem. They can identify the different options and they can reverse engineer those available options directly instead of going for starting point or research from the basic line. So one of the important aspects for carrying out the patent search is the IPC classification codes. IPC stands for International Patent Classification. So what are these? So because of the language barrier, because of the different patent laws of different countries, to make a harmonization in the patent system and to make a harmonization in the patent data, the World Intellectual Property Organization has derived a system of International Patent Classification Code. So what this system do is, they classify each and every patent document in different segments, technical areas, right? And this IPC classification is based on one alphanumeric code, which is independent of any language. So say for example, you want to search into the automobile engine. So we know that automobile engine, हम लोग जानते हैं कि it is said, English में इसको automobile engine बोलते हैं. But with respect to the China permits the patent filing only into the Chinese language. So what is to be said? Automobile को Chinese language में क्या बोलते हैं? What is to be said automobile in a Japanese language? What is to be said automobile in a German language? So to remove this barrier, the WIPO has developed this IPC classification system, and if you identify the right IPC classification code and applies this into your search strategy, it will make your data analysis very simplified and you can identify good number of results. So what is IPC classification code? Please understand it. So all the technical information available in the world is broadly classified into 8 major areas: human necessity, performing operation, transportation, chemistry, textile, fixed construction, mechanical engineering, physics and electricity, and accordingly they are classified broadly into section A to H. A section, B section, C section, D. Again, to next, now they are further classified into a further number. Say for example, here you can see a blue color number A23G 9/02. Here each alphanumeric code represents one area, one information. So A is a section, 23 is a class, G is a subclass, 9/02 is a group, wherein 9 is a main group and 02 is a subgroup. Now, what technical information? This is one alphanumeric code independent of any language. Now, what technical domain? Now, likewise in all the technical areas, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, accordingly of different technical domains, different classification codes have been derived. And each such code represents one little technical domain of a particular technical area. Now, say for example, H is a section. So under what section there would be a number of classes. H01, H02, H03, H04, H05, like that. Now under H01 there would be a different subclasses. H01B, H01F, H01T. Likewise under H02A, H02B, H02C. Like for every class there would be a number of subclasses, and under each subclass there would be a number of main groups, and under main group there would be a subgroup and subgroup. How the IPC classification system is derived, it is a very detailed information, and I will discuss how it is to be interpreted. Say for example, there is a one classification code. Say for example F02D 41/02. So what it represents? This code represents F. F means a mechanical engineering. This invention or this technical area is related to mechanical engineering, lighting, heating, weapon, blasting. 02 represents a combustion engine, wherein D subclass represents controlling combustion engines. And how that controlling is to be done? That is by 41, electric control of supply of combustible mixture or its constituent. And under 41, again there would be a 02, circuit arrangement for generating control signals, right? So combustion engine का जो controlling system है via circuit arrangement. If one fellow is working on a combustion engine or controlling the combustion via different route rather than circuit, so उसके लिए एक पूरा अलग code है. So if you want to identify technology related to this domain, combustion engine controlling using electrical control via circuit arrangements, if you are searching via this code F02D 41/02, even without adding any keyword, you will identify all the available patent documents of the world on a single platform, and all would be of a single technical area, which would make your job quite easier for understanding them and analyzing them. Now, classified. Look, the detail. सबसे ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन और सबसे ज्यादा वेरिएशन होता है सब ग्रुप लेवल पर. The bottom part of the pyramid. So how it is been classified or how it is been arranged? This slide represents it. Say for example, here first of all understand the circle area. There is a biggest circle which is denoted as A1/00. So it is a superset. Under that superset there are three subsets, three larger subsets, 1/08, 1/02 and 1/010. So under 108 there is no any subparameter subset, whereas in 1/10 there is one subset, whereas in 102 even two subsets are there. And how they are classified? Look at these numbers. 1/00 subgroup is denoted as the major subgroup. Under that there are 102, one of the subset, one dot. Under 102, 104 is a secondary layer, so 2 dots. 106 tertiary level, so 3 dots. 108 first layer, 1010 first layer, 101/12 two layer. So that's how they are being classified, and this is a numerical aspect. Now understand how this is a numerical aspect, and now understand how it defines a technical area. Say for example, this represents, here you can understand this larger area 4/00, right? So under that there are four major circles. 4/00 is a superset, 4/02 is a one subset, 4/12 is a another subset, 4/22 is a another, 4/24. Now understand 4/00 in terms of technical area, what it represents. Read the beside text. 4/00, it represents machine for stoning fruit or removing seed containing sections from the fruits, characterized by their stoning or removing device. मतलब कि जो फ्रूट्स आप देखते हैं कि आपने देखिए ऑरेंज देखा, या फिर लेमन देखा जिसके अंदर में कुछ सीड्स रहते हैं. सो वो सीड को रिमूवल करने के लिए कोई टेक्नोलॉजी आइडेंटिफाई किया. सो उसका ब्रॉडर एरिया 4/00 फ्रॉम द फ्रूट. That stone machines for stoning fruit or removing seed containing sections from fruit. Now, how it can be done? 4/00 के अंदर में 4 major part. It can be derived by 4 different ways. 402 for stoning of fruit. 4/12 which represents for corning the fruits. 4/22 for both splitting and stoning. 4/24 for removing seed containing sections from the crud fruit. Now understand one aspect. 4/02. What are sub parts under it? 4/02 के अंदर में 4 sub part है. The first one 4/04 says for the peaches, pearls, apricots or the like. अगर इस fruit के related अगर आपको inventions देखने हैं, if you will analyze this only by simple this code, you will identify all the reported technologies in the world on the patent database, even without giving any keywords to the database or even without any language barrier. Peach या pulp या apricot को चाइनीज में क्या बोलते हैं, जापानीज में क्या बोलते हैं, ये नहीं भी जानते हो, उसके अलावा भी अगर आप सिंपल ये कोड से सर्च करोगे तो आपको इन डिटेल स्पेसिफिकली इतना जितने रिपोर्टेड इन्वेंशन है ये आपको मिल जाएंगे. And likewise under 406, 408, and that's how for all the technical domains. Say for example, textile ले लो, pharmaceuticals ले लो, chemical technology ले लो, electrical ले लो, computer science ले लो, defense technology ले लो. Likewise for all technical domains, in a detailed manner, such IPC classification code system or the mechanism is developed by the WIPO. So how these are being classified? So broadly sections under IPC classification system there are 8 sections. Under 8 sections there are 129 classes. There are hundreds of subclasses, groups, subgroups. So as per the latest information, what number of section 8 के अंदर में 16 class है, 84 subclass है. There were 1136 groups, subgroups, and like that. So in total, there are nearly 74,500 technical domains are being analyzed, classified, and codified under this IPC classification system by the WIPO. And imagine the quantum or specific information available under this. Say for example, अगर मान लीजिए आप एक technical field में हो. Say for example, I am from pharma. So फार्मा में वो बोलूँ कि टेबलेट्स के लिए एक क्लास, कैप्सूल के लिए एक क्लास, इंजेक्शन के लिए एक क्लास, देन टेबलेट्स के अंदर टेबलेट कोटिंग के लिए एक स्पेसिफिक, टेबलेट डिसइंटीग्रेशन के लिए एक स्पेसिफिक, टेबलेट कंप्रेशन के लिए एक अलग, टेबलेट कोटिंग में शुगर कोटिंग, एंट्रिक कोटिंग, सिरप कोटिंग, शुगर कोटिंग के अंदर बाय दिस मशीन, बाय दिस एक्सिपिएंट और दिस प्रोसेस. So likewise, for each technical domain, different layered information is available by this IPC classification code, and this is freely available on the internet. The one has to understand this fundamental things. And any person who has an internet or who has a skill, the innovator. Say for example, innovator doesn't mean कि ऐसा नहीं है कि जो science में अच्छा है, जो technically sound है, वही innovation कर सकता है. By using this information, any person can be a innovator. आप ये information analysis करके इसका multiple objective से आप इसका use कर सकते हो. Say for example, if you are a researcher, if you are a student, by using this information, what you can do is you can identify a technological map in particular technical domain, and you can identify which are the technologically dense area. And you can identify which are the areas wherein the number of patents are less. So you can say that the area where the technology number of patent is less, they are still the quantum, they are area to explore. अगर वो area आप explore करते हो, there are high chances कि उसके अंदर अच्छा आप रिसर्च कर सकते हो, कुछ नया डेवलप करते हो, तो उस पर आप पेटेंट भी करवा सकते हो। एट द सेम टाइम, if the information, this information is being used by the industry, how they can use it? They can identify their problem, or according to those problems, they can analyze the information. What solutions are available for such problems around the world? And if they are finding relevant piece of 30, 50 or 100 technological documents, if they are understanding it, then they will have a brief idea what the researcher has made efforts so far in the world, what different routes available by which such particular problem can be overcome, and which will make their job quite easier, which will make our investment amount lesser, which will also reduce the amount of effort required to overcome such problems. At the same time, how such information can also be utilized by the government for the policy making. If government is to analyze the corona, say for example, we are facing the situation of corona, and it involves different aspects. How to stop the spreading of the virus? What are the different technology for the sanitization? What are the technology available for vaccine preparation? And accordingly, different technical domains can be explored. And based on those technical experts, जो information available है, वो सबका आप amalgamation करके proper strategy से you can go and do your experimentation in a different and enhanced way. Why to innovate based on the data-driven research? Why we should go beyond for this? So not only for the identification of new pathway for carrying out the research, as I had said. So innovation doesn't mean carrying out research in new technical domain, right? So using data-driven research, you can not only do or identify new areas of research, but you can also perform, also be useful to the persons who are searching for a technical solution to their problem in the industry. What is already been reported, they can easily explore via data analysis. This can also be used for the identification of collaboration, partnership, and policy decision. Collaboration and partnership in terms of the local market or in the within your country itself, as well as for the other countries as well. If you want to expand your business in multiple countries, so who would be a good strength? Such decision can be made via properly doing patent analysis. Who can be innovator? Patent database analysis or data analysis करके कौन innovator बन सकता है? Definitely, as we said, student and academic researcher वो लोग तो बन ही सकते हैं. At the same time, industry can also be a data-driven innovator for the problem solutions as well as for the new opportunity identification. वो अपने प्रोडक्ट में नए कौन से फीचर इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं, या फिर कौन सी उनकी कॉम्पिटिटर इंडस्ट्री क्या नया प्रोडक्ट लेकर आने वाली है, वो भी वो लोग आइडेंटिफाई करके उनका स्ट्रेटेजी बना सकते हैं. और ऑल्सो दे कैन आइडेंटिफाई हु कैन बी अ गुड पार्टनर for a collaboration, merger and acquisition. Those aspects can also be derived using a data analytics, especially of the patents as well. Also by the government for the policy decision making. Some examples, how to be an innovator using data. So here, say for example, this applies. I have quoted some examples from few fields, but this is not a objective. This is a one idea. This can be applied in all the technical domains. All the technical domains. Textiles, chemicals, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, IT engineering, electricity, power generation, power distribution. Name the technological field under which is the technical field. In every area, this concept can be applied. And some examples is quoted over here. How to be an innovator using data. One example, this slide represents being how you can be. This slide represents the applications across different cryptographic methods. क्रिप्टोकरेंसी आजकल ब्लॉकचेन और उसका बहुत क्रिप्टोग्राफी का बहुत ये बूमिंग R&D चल रहा है, which is a buzzword for the discussion, right? सो क्रिप्टोग्राफी के एप्लीकेशन किस किस एरिया में? इंटेंजिबल असेट्स, प्राइवेट रोड फाइनेंस, escrow transactions, identification, remittance, securities, attention, smart contract, loyalty, public records, physical asset key. And under each area, what is the present trend? इस एरिया में कितने पेटेंट अवेलेबल है? से फॉर एग्जांपल अंडर फॉर द क्रिप्टोग्राफिक मेथड द लार्जेस्ट नंबर ऑफ, किसी फील्ड में मैक्सिमम R&D हुआ है और किसी फील्ड में मैक्सिमम पेटेंट फाइल हुआ है, दैट इज फॉर द प्राइवेट रिकॉर्ड. So they are the technically dense areas. But at the same time, from this data, you can analyze that remittance and security transaction for the private key of cryptographic method. वहाँ पर minimal research हुआ. So any innovator can, based on this analysis, any innovator from the same field can explore these areas. Cryptographic method in the areas of security transactions for the private key. अगर ये एरिया में वो एनालिसिस करता है फ्रॉम द नॉलेज डिराइवेशन ऑफ द प्राइवेट रिकॉर्ड इटसेल्फ, क्या क्या मेथड से कर सकते हैं, वहां के लर्निंग आइडेंटिफाई करके उसके एप्लीकेशन सिक्योरिटी ट्रांजैक्शन दोनों को मर्ज करके कुछ दोनों को मर्ज करते हो, दोनों का लर्निंग, देन आल्सो यू कैन कम अप विद अ न्यू आइडियाज. और जो नया एनालिसिस करोगे यू कैन बी अ इनोवेटर फॉर जनरेशन ऑफ सच न्यू नॉलेज, और उसके बेस पर आप पेटेंट भी फाइल करते हो. And it can also be used by those particular industry areas, right? Similarly, this slide represents the graphene. Graphene के different forms available है और graphene के application multiple areas में available. Graphene, the first row represents the different form of graphene. Graphene is available in 3D, bilayer, chemical modification, graphite, oxide, gyroid, ligand, different ways, and at the same time use of those form into different technical areas. What is the use of graphene in atomic force microscopy, automobiles, aviation, biomapping, bond tissue generation, catalyst, coolant, defense, electronic diffusion, energy storage, lubricants, medical. So based on this, if you are in the field of medical science, right? So under medical science, you will identify that under the last row, the medical, which represents in the medical area of graphene. Medical area में 3D form of graphene के लिए were 61 patent documents available. There were 957 documents related to graphene oxide is available, whose applications are related to the medical field. But at the same time, you can also see पिलारेड, ग्रेफिन्स का पिलारेड फॉर्म का मेडिकल फील्ड में एक ही डॉक्यूमेंट अवेलेबल. देयर आर ओनली 9 पेटेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स अवेलेबल इन द मोनोलेयर शीट्स of the graphene in the area of medical field. So based on this, you can identify कौन से एरिया में टेक्नोलॉजी कम है. Accordingly, the student and academic researchers who can identify those fields, जो एरिया में dense एप्लीकेशन है वहां से टेक्निकल नॉलेज आइडेंटिफाई करके उसके कॉन्सेप्ट अगर आप वो एरिया में अप्लाई करोगे, एंड इफ यू विल डिजाइन योर एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन अकॉर्डिंगली, देयर आर हाई चांसेस टू गेट सक्सीडेड. कुछ नया इनोवेशन भी क्रिएट होगा जिसके बेस पर आप आईपी प्रोटेक्शन भी कर सकते हैं, जो इंडस्ट्री भी अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं, या फिर उसके बेस पर आप अपना खुद का स्टार्टअप भी शुरू कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस अप्लाइज, एज आई सेड, दिस अप्लाइज टू ऑल द एरियाज ऑफ टेक्निकल फील्ड, different field, prominent areas of optogenetics, and these are what in the earlier slide I have shown. This is a, you can say a one, this is a how the colored graph is showing. The data is available in the tabular form. We can visualize in a different infographics way. This represents the dense area. Here it is showing up a tabular form. Here it is showing up as a topic wise. न्यूक्लिक एसिड, ऑप्टोग्रामिक्स, ऑप्टोजेनेटिक्स, ये एरिया में मैक्सिमम रिसर्च हो रहा है अराउंड द न्यूक्लिक एसिड. द मिनिमम इज बीइंग डन अंडर द ऑप्सिन प्रोटीन्स, और ऑप्सिन प्रोटीन्स के अंडर में डिफरेंट एरियाज. सो वंस यू विल आइडेंटिफाई द एरिया, कौन से एरिया में मिनिमम रिसर्च हो रहा है, और वो आइडेंटिफाई करके आप आपका रिसर्च एनालिसिस कर सकते हो. the patent on the smart contact lens. So key topics, the smart contact lens के related key topics हो सकते हैं ये सारे, और एक कोई भी जैसे method employing contact methods employing contact, so उसके अंदर सब टॉपिक्स है, और वही एक टॉपिक के अंदर में फाइनल टॉपिक्स like these are available, and these are visualization methods, and accordingly they are based on the patent data analytics. So as I had discussed earlier, the number of patent documents are more than the research paper. What we are doing in today's time is we are focusing more towards, अगर हम लोग बोलते हैं कि कोई एरिया में आपको रिसर्च करना है, what is our present Indian academic system is, we are focusing more towards analyzing the research paper rather than exhaustively analyzing the patent document. And which is आपको वो आगे के ग्राफ से वर्ल्ड बैंक और वाइपो के जॉइंट रिपोर्ट which says that in today's time each year the world produces more of patents rather than the research paper. And if academic researchers are not identifying or not going for the exhaustive patent analysis, they are missing a lot, right? So one can do a patent analysis for different objectives via different routes. One of the useful route is a IPC classification code, and all you can do, right? So this is a very important pathway. Look, on the one hand you have information, and on the other hand you have actionable insights. Actionable insights, they are based on your identification of the strategy, what you needs. पहले आपको आपका नीड क्लैरिफाई होना चाहिए, मुझे कौन से प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन चाहिए या फिर मुझे क्या करना है. If you have answer for these two questions, accordingly you can go a reverse way and you have to prepare your strategy. मुझे अगर ये दो क्वेश्चन के आंसर चाहिए तो मेरा स्ट्रेटजी क्या होना चाहिए. And once you will identify your strategy, your job is half done. Patent data is very well organized, and there are number of good platforms available from where you can do a very exhaustive analysis. So you doesn't require to be a technically sound. You doesn't require to be a really technical sound to be a innovator. If you really go by a strategic way, by identifying and doing a patent research, you can be an innovator and you can be a startup. This is a, you can say, you never know how close you are to your dreams. Do not give up on your dreams. Please keep on giving your inputs or energy behind the pathway which you fix. I want to go on this direction. Then keep on going. Do multiple research. Give your efforts, and one day you will definitely go and reach to your destination. Right? So this is the end of my session. So before I conclude my session, I would just like to brief about the organization from which I am coming. I am coming from the Gujarat Technological University, which is one of the largest state technological university of Gujarat. We cater to nearly 400 plus colleges with a mass of nearly 4 lakh plus students from a diversified field of engineering, pharmaceutical, MBA, MCA. I works at the IPR department of the university, and under IPR we have initiated many new initiatives at the university. We have developed a new concept for the IP awareness via PSA, or patent search analytic route, patent drafting exercise. We also have derived the concept of patent clinic, IPR fellowship program. We also conduct a large number of workshops in the area of IP. Workshop and FDPs. We have our own IPR courses, postgraduate diploma in IPR, whereas IP valuation and management, we also provide free access of patent database to the students and faculty from the GTU affiliated colleges. We also provide exhaustive support for the patent filing, trademark filing, design filing under the SSIP policy, financial support, mentoring support to the student, researcher, innovator, and startup from the state of Gujarat, even beyond the limitation of GTU's own family. Means we are not confined ourselves to extend our support only to GTU students and colleges. We extend our support to student, faculty, or researcher from any field or any college or any area of the Gujarat, even for the financial support. And beyond that, for mentoring support and technical support, we goes and support to even the industry and technical support to all the university and industry of the India. We also have set up a Technology Innovation Support Center, National Research Development Innovation Facilitation Center at GTU, and as well recently GTU has also established the WIPO Technology Innovation Support Center at GTU, which is very prestigious. At GTU, we have supported and organized more than 250 IP awareness program. We have supported more than 350 patents to be filed of the students without taking any money on their own name. If any student come to us, we are not filing patent on with our name. We give 100% right to the student. We doesn't own or we doesn't take any portion of the patent rights from student or the researcher. We have a unique IPR activities for the IP awareness. We have a specialized IPR courses. So thank you all. And in the month of April itself, just after 1 week, on April 26, the world is going to be celebrate the World Intellectual Property Day on April 26. The current year's theme for the celebration of World Intellectual Property Day is a innovate for a green future. It is planning to make one program on the same, but we request everyone to respect the IP. This is a very good area to explore and do innovate and do celebrate the World Intellectual Property Day via different means. Under this corona epidemic, we will conclude our session with one message: stay home, stay safe, fight against corona, and support the government. Please do not gather at any place. Keep the social distancing. So with this, I would like to conclude my session. I'm very thankful to the team SSIP, iHub, and all the participants for joining with us. Thank you all.
Sir, we have two questions from participants in the chat box.
Okay.
The first one is patent for non-profitable things provided, and if patent period of something is going on and someone came forward with more innovation in same product, then previous patent is cancelled?
So yeah, there is a Mr. Sagar has raised this question. He would answer one by one. Is patent for non-profitable thing provided, right? So profit and loss, it's a part of business. But patent, yes, patent can be applied and patent can be received for any technical domain, right? It is your objective. आपने कुछ इन्वेंट किया है, उस पर पेटेंट लिया है, देन इट्स योर ऑल लुक आफ्टर कि उसके बेस पर आपको प्रॉफिट बनाना है कि नहीं बनाना है. इफ यू आर सेइंग कि मुझे ये पेटेंट सोशल सर्विस में देना है, देन यू कैन मेक इट ओपन, राइट? एंड आप हर किसी को बोल सकते हो फेयर यूज के लिए मैं अपना पेटेंट ओपन करता हूँ. एवरीवन कैन यूज इट एंड इट विल बी इन द सोशल सर्विस. तो नॉन प्रॉफिटेबल थिंग के लिए भी आप पेटेंट ले सकते हो, अप्लाई कर सकते हो. और अगर आपने रियली कुछ इन्वेंट किया है और इफ यू वांट टू मेक, अगर आप चाहते हो कि नॉन प्रॉफिटेबल में इसका यूज होना चाहिए, सो प्लीज पब्लिश एटलीस्ट अ रिसर्च पेपर बेस्ड ऑन द इट or to file a patent by your own self. Otherwise, what happen is other fellow can apply the patent on it and they can, even though you have invented, he can create a business model on the same. Another question Mr. Sagar is asking is, if patent period of something is going on and someone came forward with more invention in the same product, then previous patent is cancelled. No, Mr. Sagar, what happens is, say for example, there is a chair, right? There is a chair for the sitting device. Say for example, किसी बंदे ने, say for example, मैंने सबसे पहले आज की तारीख में चेयर बनाया with a 4 legs और जिस पर आप बैठ के आराम से बैठ सकते हो with a back background. So that is my patent और वो patent मेरा live है. Now you have come up with a new idea. आपने मेरे प्रोडक्ट में एक नया इन्वेंशन देखा to make it a revolving. आप उसको 360 डिग्री रोटेट करना इन्वेंशन लेकर आए और आप उसके बेस के जो लेयर्स है, लेग्स, उसके नीचे आप व्हील्स इंट्रोड्यूस कर दो to make it transit easier. तो आपके ये दो इन्वेंशन एस्पेक्ट पर आपका पेटेंट होगा. सो मेरा पेटेंट चेयर पर बेसिकली लाइव है, आपका पेटेंट है उसको रोटेशन बेस्ड बनाना और व्हील बनाना. सो इफ यू वांट टू गो एंड मेक अ चेयर with a rotational and the wheel system, first of all you have to take a permission कि उसका बेस पेटेंट लाइव है कि नहीं है, और अगर लाइव है तो जिसके पास उसका पेटेंट है उसका परमिशन आपको लेना जरूरी है. इफ हिज पेटेंट लाइफ इज 20 years और अगर उसका पेटेंट लाइव नहीं है, देन यू डजंट रिक्वायर टू टेक परमिशन. बेस्ड ऑन न्यू इन्वेंटिव फीचर्स आप नया प्रोडक्ट बना के मार्केट में इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हो. Yes. Another question is patent duration period limited. Indian Patent Act 14 years after public for free. No, patent period for India is 20 years, not 14. After 20 years it becomes a public property. मतलब कि वो हर कोई बंदा उसका यूज कर सकता है. Sir, can you guide how GTU can support for IPR cell at newly approved incubation center? We have been approved recently. So yes, Mr. Anuradha, Miss Anuradha, we can definitely support you with respect to IPR. We can support you. First of all, what we are facing today's biggest challenge in terms of India is lack of IP awareness in our society itself, in our academia itself, in our startup or industry as well. Society के और in terms of in our bureaucrats and in our policy decision and policy maker, politicians as well. पूरे सोसाइटी के हर सेक्टर में आईपी अवेयरनेस का बहुत बड़ा लैक्यूना है. India being the youthest country in the world, we are the largest producer of the engineers in the world. One of the largest engineer producers. Look at the inputs of the patent. India is even on the 20s in terms of food. So this doesn't mean that we are not capable enough. Yes, we are capable enough, but why we are not? हम पूरा harness अपने इतने बड़े youth mass का harness क्यों नहीं कर पाते? Because we are not aware of these fundamental things. If this has been brought into our academic system, how to be a data-driven innovator, while doing a proper analysis of patent data and then making your strategy for experimentation. If you are teaching this on the first year, then during the third year and final year, student will be really capable enough to make his own decision. What I have to, मुझे किस area में काम करना है. So for your incubation center, we can definitely support in all the aspects. With respect to the training for your student, training of your faculty, we can also give you a pathway. What kind of activity you should exercise to make exercise layer by layer. You cannot make everyone cope up with all the aspects on one day. It should be a movement, and it should be running round the clock, round the year. So we can definitely guide you in those aspects. In the last slide, my mobile number and email ID is given. You can definitely contact to us. Whatever we have explored at GTU, whatever we have made an experience, whatever would be our good learning and whatever would be our learning aspect, we would be always happy to share those knowledge with all the academia and all the university. At GTU is always happy to support all the students, faculty, college, university, startup, industry or the government in best of our capabilities. Next question is, by assembling any two or more patent and create new output, giving output, then is that product eligible for new patent? Yes. Mr. Harris has raised very good question. He's saying if I am deriving or clubbing the knowledge of 2 or 3 areas, whether that can be patented or not. In many of the cases, I would not say in all the cases it is possible, but in majority of the cases or many of cases, yes. Answer is yes, Harris. If you are making application, the good area to explore here, I would say the good area to explore here is learning of one area, one technical domain, and applying its knowledge into different technical areas. से फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप प्लास्टिक इंजीनियरिंग का नॉलेज वहां से कुछ डिराइव करके इफ यू आर मेकिंग एंड अप्लाइंग इनटू द फूड प्रोसेसिंग, इनटू द टेक्सटाइल और इनटू द एग्रीकल्चर, those are really good areas to explore upon for your research as well as for your making a startup based on those. And if you are doing that, yes, they are good for technical as well advancement and for doing a startup. Can ex-GTU student help from IPF student? Yes, definitely. As I Nikant, yes, as I said earlier, GTU, our visionary leaders, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar, or all our administrative team, we are quite open in terms of providing all of our support in terms of education, industry, and for the benefit of society. Right? We will always support to the best of our capability to any person with respect to any of their needs within the IPR system. And yes, many of or all our colleagues in different areas, say for example, cyber security, robotics, startup system, incubation, or the resource availability or the laboratory access, we will extend all kind of our support to all the needy persons. I would like to ask one question that if we go through GTU, which is very supportive, we got grant also, but my question is what we have to give back after filing patent, right? So as I said earlier, for GTU patent filing system, हमने patent filing system में काफी clear रखा है, जो हमें गवर्नमेंट से फंड मिल रहा है, हम लोग हमारी पूरी एनर्जी से उसका डिसेमिनेशन, अच्छे इन्वेंशंस क्रिएट हो, अच्छे इनोवेटर को मोटिवेशन मिले और अच्छे इनोवेटर का पेटेंट फाइलिंग हो विथ अ वेरी प्रॉपर मैनर, विथ द हेल्प ऑफ प्रॉपर प्रोफेशनल्स. हमने पूरा अच्छा खासा मैकेनिज्म और रोड मैप क्रिएट किया है, प्रोसेस सिस्टम. एंड अंडर दिस सिस्टम GTU इज वेरी विजनरी एंड वेरी ओपन. वी आर नॉट टेकिंग एनी राइट्स. We are giving 100% right to the innovator. We are not saying अगर आप हमारे पास सपोर्ट लेने के लिए आते हो, हम आपको फाइनेंशियली या मेंटरिंग सपोर्ट करेंगे, तो उसके एक्सचेंज में आपको GTU के नाम पर पेटेंट फाइल करना है, या आपके पेटेंट में 15%, 20% या 5% पर GTU का रहेगा. ऐसे कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, राइट? सो बी अश्योर्ड एंड बी टेंशन फ्री. ऐसा कोई क्लॉज नहीं है. हम लोग ओपनली सभी स्टूडेंट, इनोवेटर, स्टार्टअप इंडस्ट्री को सपोर्ट करते हैं.